This one was world.
I guess I should ride with Lex.
They talk about man. Oh, no. Yeah, it's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get the wrong, then you get another legacy.
If gotta do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, soldier seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. They don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Sparring one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, this another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
Shalom, shalom. You in live with the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Precinct Captain 10,000 NATAZACH NASHAH, ISUPK under command of General Yohana. You understand? Let's clap it up. Most High in Christ. The water, Most High in Christ, for the brothers and sisters joining us. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua Baraka Thumb. Yahweh Shamar Al-Athan by Hashem Yahushua. All right, Most High in Christ. Got our all-stars, Princess Tazarai, Trooper Ayan, Shalom, Sister Hadassah, Shamar Al-Athan, Hashem Yahushua, Sister Shakal, Yagadar, Princess Tazarai, Shalom Yatawab. Got the Tower Bob, Yahweh Shamar Al-Athan, Hashem Yahushua. All right. All right. So we continuing on from where we left last week. We went over reincarnation. We went over a number of things. We continuing the dangers of the oppressive culture. You understand? Shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatah. The dangers of the oppressive culture. So Yaquab getting in on with us. The dangers of the oppressive culture that we must be aware of and unlearn. These dangers are at an all-time high. We must be aware not only of him, but also of his culture. You understand? So we want to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. We want to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. And verse 1. Hey, shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Shalom, troop. Wisdom of Solomon. First, does anybody have any questions? Of course, you got any questions? Salakia, you can raise your hand. Also, put Salakia in the chat and bring up your question. All right. We're talking about the dangers of the oppressor's culture. So let's go first. Any questions in the room, just type them in there. Now we're going to keep going. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 1. You know when you got that, brother.
Go ahead and read it when you got it.
Come on, come, sir. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not
See, an
aright.
ungodly. Right, right. Slow it down just a little bit. I'm gonna break it down there. The ungodly reasons within themselves. The ungodly reasons within themselves because they don't have the words of the Lord. You understand? It's so much that's packed into every scripture. That's why you got to break down the words that are there. That's why I stopped the brother from reading. The ungodly reason within themselves was in ourselves is supposed to be the word of the Most High. But because the Christian church and all of these religions that we follow and these cultures that we've been raised in, they do not teach us the Lords of the Most High. They don't teach us the Most High's words. So as a result, we end up reasoning within ourselves what we think. And a lot of time, the things that we come to reason within ourselves don't actually come from us. They don't come from our own thoughts. In many cases, they are coming from thoughts that another nation of people has created. You understand? Contrary to popular belief, all of this, everybody have their own thoughts, the free thoughts and all of that there. That's not the reality. The reality is there's a force that is putting thoughts in your mind. There's a force that's putting thoughts in your mind, in your woman's mind, in your mother's mind, in your children's mind. That's why it's important that we know what the Lord said to do. That's why it's important. All right. So go ahead and pick up from where you left off, Bubba Shaw.
Come on, sir. And in the death of a man, there is no remedy.
Said there's no remedy for the death of a man. This is how a heathen thinks. There's no remedy for death. You live and then you die. That's the end of it. There's nothing you could do. You only live once. YOLO, live free, die young, live a good looking corpse. That's the oppressor's way of life. That's how his mind works. This is what's in his spirit. The Lord gave us an inheritance. The inheritance that the Lord gave us came from the Most High. At one point in time in the beginning, the Lord had an inheritance for sons of Adam. And Adam had a good son, and one of Adam's sons was a bastard, and his name was Cain. And Cain got the same type of instructions that his brother Abel got on what the Lord requires, what was pleasing and acceptable to the Most High, even before the laws, statutes, and commandments were written down during the time of Moses. During the time of Moses, God had the Lord had Moses write down the commandments on tablets of stone. There were always more than 10 commandments. There were always more than 10. But the Lord had Moses write them down, you understand, because it was going to be a written law in addition to the laws that the Most High taught Adam by communicating with him through the stars. The heathen ended up getting the knowledge because Adam's son started to, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's just stay there. Keep going.
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
No man has ever returned from the grave. You only live once and then you die. Nobody comes back from the grave. Once you live, you die. We, of course, have adopted this mindset of live however you can, live free, die young, do whatever you want. And then, after your life is over, it's just over. We adopted that from the white man. That was never how we thought as a people. That's not how our ancestors thought. That's not how our forefathers thought. We inherited that way of thinking from the white man, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
That's not true. The oppressor is not spiritual. That's why they made religions to create some sort of spirituality for their people. They made religions, but they're not a spiritual people. We are the spiritual people because the essence of spirituality coming from the commandments that the Lord gave. The Lord taught us what to eat. That's true spirituality. That's why you have religions trying to tell you, don't eat the animal. because the animal is a sacred spirit and a deity because it gives life. You understand? Or we must worship the sun and the moon and the stars because without the sun, the crops won't grow. The animals won't live and survive. They were a based people. And they didn't understand life because they were not God's chosen people. All nations were supposed to follow us. They were supposed to follow us because we were the people that the Lord gave his way to, his commandment, his instructions, the perfect way to live and have a society. That comes from the Lord, which he gave from to us, which is how all the other nations of people bettered their society. They took portions of these records called the Bible and they made religions for themselves. And then they made it to center around benefiting their culture when the Bible was centered around God's chosen people in the culture he gave us. So this is important to learn as we go forward in this class. You understand? So let's keep going. The water, brother, you go ahead.
Come on, sir. For we are born at all adventure.
We don't know how we born. It's all adventure. We don't know how we born. We don't know, what's going on. You understand? The oppressor came up generations later with his false science, trying to advance his way of belief and living, which is to circumvent that God exists. That's why it starts by saying the ungodly reason within themselves. The oppressor creates his beliefs to disprove God, to discredit God, to discredit the Bible. That's why God says a man cannot lie down with mankind. The oppressor says it's an alternative lifestyle, and then he gives you the right to do it. Says that a woman is not to rule over a man. The oppressor comes up with feminism. The oppressor comes up with the sexual liberation movement. The oppressor comes up with the divorce court. The oppressor comes up with abortion to give a woman power and authority to take it away from the man that God made to have authority over everything. You understand? The oppressor does things to combat God. The culture in nature of itself, to be an oppressor, to be a so-called white man, is to combat God. You understand? Satan is not an enemy of God. Satan is an angel that serves the Most High. The white man was created to be the villain against the Most High. And by being against the Most High, that means against his people. That's why the commandments in the law says, whatever you do to your brother, that's as though you've done it unto me. That's what Christ said. The law hang on these. Love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and love thy neighbor, which is your brother, the children of thy people, with all thy heart. You understand? As thyself. The whole purpose is for you and your idea of God to be the rules and conduct you have pertaining your brother and your people. That's the whole thing the Lord has been trying to teach us, is the lesson that our people still have yet to learn. That's how we ended up in the bottom of slave ships. That is the oppressor's culture, to buck God. They don't believe in God. They believe in a magical sandcastle. You're going to die in the sky and live in the sky with Jesus and all the Klan members and dead slaves and all the Native Americans that they murdered to force them to be Catholic and Christians. Everybody going to go to this big bright light party. That's not in the Bible. They created that lie to rival God's truth he put in the Bible. You understand? So this is the spirit of our oppressor. So many of our people do not believe in the Most High because we've been learning about God from other nations of people, from Arabs and Africans, lighting incense to dead bodies, praying at funeral sites, going back, putting flowers on Big Mama grave. That's not our culture. You understand? We're going to get into a lot of it. All right. So I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. Please keep reading, Yaquan, please.
Come on, sir. And we shall be hereafter, as though we had never been.
See, it's not going to be any record after we die. It's just like we never existed. Shalom. Yahweh Shemal Atah Shem Yahweh Shai. The sisters getting it on. Shalom Azaracha, the bar, all right. It's just like nothing ever happened. Once you die, that's it. That's why the oppressors don't believe that they have to pay for slavery, because they believe that once my life is over, my life is over. That's it. All right. Shalom, sis, Lord of Christ. All right. Once my life is over, my life is over. That's it. All right. So keep going.
Come on, sir. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke.
See, the breath just come and go. It's as smoke. Life could be over any day. We don't know why life ends, why it begins. They didn't know about so much as a people. They didn't know about hygiene. They didn't know about how to care for infants, how to be clean and unclean. After you have a baby, don't bring that newborn around everybody with no immune system. The baby gonna die. Don't bring this bleeding woman that just had a baby around everybody while her immune system is weak. She gonna die. Don't bring sick people around everybody. Don't go into the house and everybody crowd in the spot where somebody's dead. You don't know why they died. They could be sick. You could catch it. Don't keep going to visit the place where the dead are. Put them in an unclean place that's supposed to be unclean, so you don't keep going back and forth, digging it up, walking through there. You don't know what's coming out of the body once it's deceased, decomposed, an illness place, an unclean place. They didn't know about putting things in their proper place and order. They still don't. That's why the white man take a polar bear and put him in the damn zoo. Take a lion and a tiger out the jungle and put him in a cage in the damn circus and tour him around the United States when the tiger's supposed to be in India, in the forest. You understand? That's not how the Lord set life up. Whales belong in the sea. Seals belong in the sea. Dolphins belong in the ocean. The white man take it, put them in SeaWorld. Like, his culture is the opposite of the way God set life up. From his belief about living, his belief about right and wrong, his belief about God, his belief about heaven and hell, his belief about good and evil. That's why God made him the devil, the liar, the deceiver about everything that God set up. You understand? Hey, shalom, sis. All right, y'all should break it down. Keep going, Yaquab. The water, brother.
Come on, sir. And a little spark in the moving of our heart.
It's just a little spark. Life is just a little spark. See, life, it just happens so quick. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. You know, with that thinking, it seems innocent, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem innocent? You got the sister in here. Don't it seem innocent, sis? All right. Deborah, Raya, Azaraka, McQuarrie Yala. Got a call Sapar in here. Trooper from California. All right. Tawabab, Tazarai, Yagadar, Shakar, Hadassah. Don't that seem so innocent? Life is, you're here today, you're gone tomorrow. It's real quick. It's like a smoke. It's like a vapor. Who knows what could cause life to be over? Nobody knows. And because nobody knows, there's a certain way that we should operate. And this is the spirit of our oppressor. This is what's in the Bible. You understand? So keep going. I want y'all to answer that question while you keep reading. All right.
Which being extinguished,
it go real quick. Life just get put out. Who knows why it happens? It just ends. Who knows? Keep going.
Come on. Our body shall be turned into ashes.
Our body just turns into ashes. That's the end of the story. Whatever I did, that life is over. It's just over now. It's just over. Hey, shalom, Hebrew, that's it. It's just game over. Life just ends. We don't know why life ends, but innocent and sweet. We just got to make the best of what we got, y'all. We just got to make the best. That's not what the Lord said. The Lord didn't say just make the best of whatever you got. We just going to guess our way along. The Lord didn't say that. Keep going.
Come. And our spirit shall vanish as the soft air.
Our spirit it just disappears as the air, like a little bubble or a cotton ball just floating away. See, life is over. Oh, you see that butterfly? That might be grandma. That might be the ancient ancestor. Oh, that's what the Moabites think. One day we will reincarnate and maybe become a tree. All kind of stupid stuff because they're pretending to have spirituality based on our records. Remember, after the flood, the entire planet was started over as the children of righteous men. Noah's sons, they had children. That's how the earth got repopulated. Noah had raised everybody. Nobody kept the culture that Noah kept after the flood. That's why the Lord told Abraham, get away from your family. I'm going to start over with you. In Genesis, the 12th chapter. The Tower of Babel, God gave everybody a different name, different language, and pushed them to different parts all across the world so that they could be separate. You understand? All right. So keep going.
Come.
All right. Shalom. Shabbat.
And our name, come, sir. And our name shall be forgotten in time.
See, that's it. Everything I did is over. Our name just gets forgotten. Never mind all the people we killed, all the villages we burned down, all the dope we sold, all the people we shot, all the kidnapping, all the hoeing, all the coke we snorted, the villages we burned down, everybody we robbed, we murdered, we stole. You understand? We unalived everywhere we went. All that's over. Once your life is over, that's it. I shouldn't have to pay. That's not me. I wasn't there. They dead and gone. That's what the oppressors think. And we adopted that foolish society thinking, which is a dangerous way to think because that's not true. You understand? That's not true. You don't just live one time and that's it. Reincarnation is in the Bible. You don't die and become a butterfly. You're going to die a wicked man and come back and live out a punishment for the wicked way that you lived your life as a wicked woman, as a wicked man. You understand? You're going to kill your babies with an abortion and get born back and have your mother end up killing you with an abortion. The Lord requires that which is past. That's why Christ came, to give us an opportunity while we are alive to change our lives, turn back to serve the Most High, because there's a judgment, whether you get it in this life or the next. That was the last thing we went over in last week's class. If you missed it, you might want to go back and watch it again, because there's a judgment that comes down. You understand? And you live out the judgment. That judgment is lived out. The oppressor doesn't believe in God. That's why he thinks he is not culpable for any of the crimes his forefathers have committed. He figure, I'm not guilty. I wasn't there. I didn't have you in slavery. That life is dead and gone. That's ancient history. But they don't say that when it comes to the Alamo. They don't say that when it comes to 9/11. They still reenacting the Revolutionary War. They still honoring the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, Williamsburg, Bull Run, Gettysburg Address, Little Big Horn, the Alamo. They don't forget their culture. They keep the cultures of ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, ancient everybody keeping their culture. We the only people that's taught that what's in the past is what's in the past. That's a lie. The Lord say he requireth that which is past in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. You understand? So keep going, Yaquab.
Khan. And no man shall have our works in remembrance.
See, ain't nobody gonna know what we do. Nobody gonna have our works in remembrance. What's in the past, what's in the past. Did he live that same way? The oppressors say live free, live it up, have your freak offs, drug women, put a molly in a drink she won't even know. You understand? Pass them around, fly them out, use them up, take one, pass it down, hand it to your homies. We just have a ball. Nobody gonna know what we did. That life over. Nobody gonna know. That's in the past. We get rid of Epstein. Everything Epstein did is in the past. Hitler gone. Everything is in the past. That's a lie the oppressors feed to the world. That's a lie. But in their mind, I will never have to pay for what I did in the past. I just died, and that's the end of it. God is a just God, and that's not the end of it. But that's how white people think. And our sons and daughters have been infected with thinking the way that white people think. That's why brothers is young in the street shooting and robbing everybody. And then when they stand before the judge, charged with them 4 bodies, they're like, how did this happen? I want to go back and undo it. I didn't know I would end up getting, charged for all these murders. I'm just out here murdering. I'm in the streets. I'm being a stepper. I'm being a real one. You mean to tell me I got to do 300 years now? Like, they trick us because, again, the white man is the devil, the deceiver that the Bible speaks of. If you don't remember the past, you are doomed to repeat it. That's right, sis. The Lord don't say forget the past. He say consider the years of many generations. If you are Black, Latino, and Native American, and you don't know history from 2 and 3 and 4 ancient generations, you are in a deficit. Because every other race of people on the planet knows history from several generations. They just hide it from you because we the people that think everybody's supposed to come together. Sister Aya said something. She had a question. Why do we have discernment if our path or who we are destined by the Most High? I'm not sure what you mean, sis. You might need to explain that a little bit more. I'm not sure what you mean. There are a lot of titles and words that get thrown around because of the Christian church. Yes, you damn right, sis. It has to be more than this. They feed slaves that lie that you only live once. You young. Do whatever you want. Your body, your choice. Have sex with all the men you want, all the women you want. Live however you want. Smoke all the smoke you want. Drink all the drink you want. Live fast. Do whatever you please. That's a scam. That comes from the devil. Your actions, people are not going to forget what you put on that internet. They're not going to forget all the crimes you did. They're not going to forget all that stuff, man. That's why the scriptures say that we went over last week. The aged woman teach the younger woman to be sober, to be temperance, have some patience, have some understanding about what you say out of your mouth. Your mouth could get you hurt. Your mouth could get your friends hurt. Your mouth could get your parents hurt. Your mouth can get the city hurt. Your personal actions reflect on all of us. If they say that these are the people that do this crime, then if they want to pin the crime on somebody, they'll just find any one of us. See, they all criminals. That's the propaganda. After they feed this lie to us, then they are able to use this propaganda against us once we buy into it. See this here? We got black fatigue. Look at them. They in the store stealing. They in the store stealing. But white people honor Thanksgiving when they unalived every single year. They unalived 700 Pequot Indians. That was in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. That's how the Thanksgiving holiday got started. But the oppressor makes a Christian holiday so that everybody that comes to America is trained to celebrate Thanksgiving, and they don't know why. You understand? And I'll be glad to break their hearts for them. And then many of them end their Thanksgiving celebrations, but they don't promote themselves as the criminal. They want to promote us as the criminal. That's why we have to be aware of the dangers of our oppressors' culture. You understand? But that's right, sis. If you could retype your question, Sister Raya, so I can get a little bit more on it, because I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. That's right. They say YOLO. You only live once. The people that say that YOLO stuff, they usually die at 20. They don't live very long. A lot of your rappers say that. Tupac used to say that. You live once, you live once. Then he started to say, I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna live forever. My music gonna live forever. You understand? Tupac died at 25. He learned how to live from the white man. He gone. Biggie died at 25. 25, 26. He gone. You understand? Pop Smoke died at 20. He gone. King Von, 25. FBG Duck, 25, 26. They out of here. Like, we can't live that live fast, live free, die young. We can't live that rock star lifestyle. That's not the way that the Lord made life. This is how the oppressor views life, because they are not spiritual. They try to pretend to be spiritual after they've destroyed the ocean. Now they want to save the ocean. After they destroy the forest, they say, we got to fight deforestation. We got to put these animals on the endangered species list. My uncle and my granddaddy then damn near killed all of them. Now we got to have a conscience. Like, that's how the oppressor operates, man. Keep going, Yaquab.
Don't want cars, sir. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud.
See, the life is just going to go away. We don't know where it goes. That's the end of it. That's it. Give me verse 5.
Come. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away.
It's just going to go away. That's it. Keep going.
Come. And after our end, there is no return.
You never come back after that. That's it. You just die. That's it. You understand? Now, let's get to verse 6. This day spirit. Get to verse 6.
Come. Come on, therefore. Let us enjoy the good things that are present.
Let's enjoy all the good things that's present. Let's enjoy the good things that's present. Yagadar, take me to Leviticus chapter 19. You understand? Take me to Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 28. Just hold that. Keep going, Yaquab.
Come. And let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
Let us use the creatures as in youth. Let us just run it up. Just use everything up. Use the creatures as in youth. Like, we young, let's use everything. Touch everything. Dabble in everything. Whatever it is, let us get some of it. No hold bars. Do what thou wilt. Every lifestyle. All of it. Binary, transnary, tertiary, everything. Man, woman, boy, girl, animal, dog, cat, whatever. You understand? Let's just do it. Let's do it all. Whatever it is. You understand? Keep going.
Come. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments.
Let us fill our lives. Read that again.
Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments.
Let's turn up. Let's make this our whole life. Let us fill our lives. Does it say ourselves or our lives? It says ourselves.
Come, sir. It says ourselves.
That's right. Let's fill ourselves. You understand? Keep going.
Come. And let no flower of the spring pass by us.
Don't let anything pass by us. Let us have every lust, every type of everything. Don't let anything pass by us. Boy, man, woman, girl, child, anything. Blackout drunk, pills, lines, powder, needles, coke, heroin. Let's let it all hang out, whatever it is. You understand? Let's go skydiving. Let's jump off a bridge. Let's go bungee jumping. Let's go streaking. Let's run naked in the streets. Let's do everything. Let's steal, rob, kill, bomb, unalive, kidnap, lie, cheat, steal, whatever it is, baby. Do it all. That's the oppressor's culture. You understand? That's not our culture. We were never like that. We inherited that culture because of Christianity. It failed to put up the things teaching us, saying that the white man, you understand, It failed to teach us that the white man is the devil, which is what God wanted us to learn. And instead, it taught us that the white man was God. And to be like him is to be close to God. His way is the right way. His belief is the right belief. His culture is the right culture. You understand? Keep going, Yaquab.
Come. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
Let us fill our heart with all pleasures. Y'all read that letter that Commander General Hunter brought up on the radio show on Monday a couple of weeks ago, where Donald Trump was writing to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday, saying, man, there's a pleasure greater than this pleasure that we normally have. I wonder what it is. This super secret, nasty, ultra billionaire pleasure. These little kids they molested, that ain't nothing. That's yesterday. That's millionaire play. We trying to get to the billionaire stuff. Let's hunt some people. Let's have the purge. Let's start a world war. Let's drop an atomic bomb. Let's snatch babies from their mothers. Let's put babies in dog cages. Let's deport 700 Guatemalan babies on a goddamn airplane to the tropics and just dump them off like you dump packing peanuts out of your package, trying to get to what you ordered. There's no conscience in the soul of our oppressor. They may pretend. Some of them might start to develop a conscience a little bit, and then they end up wigging out and going against their own people, burning their damn church up. You understand? They might start to try to develop a conscience, but the Lord told us that the oppressor is the devil. You understand? Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. You understand? Skip me down to verse 10.
Come. Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man, like you see them doing on the news with our Latino brothers, our Haitian brothers. They didn't go to the neighborhood where all the gang members are with the switches and the Draco. They didn't go over there. They went to the house with Miss Mabel, and Earlene, and Shirley, and Kissy, and Niecy, and Renee in the middle of the night with all the kids sleeping in their boxes, in their drawers, preparing to go to work at 3 a.m. That's where they come down with the SWAT team, kicking the door with flashbangs, handcuffing and zip tying people in the middle of the night, talking about we looking for criminals, knowing damn well the criminals is on the other side of town that don't nobody want to go over there. They ain't arrest near, you understand? They ain't raiding no projects and snatched up 600 GDs. They ain't snatched up no 500 Norteños and Sureños in California. They didn't go in Chicago and pull out, you understand, a bunch of vice lords, a bunch of gangster disciples. Everybody know where they at. They didn't go there looking for them. They went there to terrorize the poor, righteous man, somebody not committing crimes. See, we were taught by our oppressor's culture that voting in politics is how problems get solved. And that was a very dangerous thing, because God does not permit you blacks, Latinos, and Native American men and women from getting involved in the white man's politics. You aren't allowed to vote for your leaders. You've been voting for mayor and aldermen and councilmen. We've been voting since what? The 60s, the 70s, the 80s? What black city don't have a black mayor? And that's not, and the city not full of crime and murder and violence and missing little girls, missing brothers, missing sisters, poverty, broken family, 100 churches every goddamn where, a drug problem. They just had a massive drug overdose in Baltimore, another black city filled with a history of black mayors, black police, black commissioners, black vote, blackity black everything. Voting cannot fix our problem. That is a white man's culture. You have to change to fix our problems. That's our culture. That comes from the Lord. Their job is to oppress us. That's why God said for us to gather ourselves together. You understand? Keep going.
Come.
I'm gonna come to your question in a minute, Rod.
Let us not spare the widow.
Let us not spare the widow. She don't have no man. A widow is a woman whose husband has died. You understand? Is also a woman who is living her life without a husband in many cases. Like the life of a widow, if you are a woman raising children with no husband, you are living life as a widow because there's supposed to be a man that is the head over you, that is to govern and rule and protect and direct this house. But you are living life without that immediate protection on your day-to-day basis to filter your life through. That is a widow. Most of our sisters are living a widow's life. Most of our children are living the life of a mother with a mother that is living as a widow. That's the oppressor made that normal. That's not a normal life. That was never black culture. That was never Latino culture. It was never our culture to not have a man in charge of everything. Feminism specifically targeted our people with the women's liberation movement, which was not about doing what was best for women. It was about white women using politics, which is their tool, to settle a beef she had with her white man. In slavery, the black man and the black woman worked. In Jim Crow, the black man and the black woman worked. Hell, the black man, woman, and child were working in slavery and in Jim Crow. That was never our problem. That was their problem. We got involved because of preachers who the oppressor paid. You understand? It was all a trap. All right. Let's see what you got here, right? We're going to do a couple more of these, then I'm coming to you, Yagadar. All right. Sister Rise said, Christianity says who we are is predetermined by the Most High. That is correct. Christianity does say who we are is predetermined by the Most High. That is correct. Now, we have a choice. We don't have a freedom of choice. We have an ultimatum that the Lord set up. The problem is they don't teach us what the Lord wants us to do. They say life is predetermined. They'll tell you that, but they don't tell us that, for example, God does not want our people to join the oppressor's military. Christianity has encouraged blacks and Latinos for years to go and join the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and be all you can be and fight for America and proudly wear the uniform and serve like the proud brothers that came before you and show them what you made of. Christianity told us to do that. Never mind the abuse. Never mind them calling you monkeys and calling you wetbacks, calling you beaters and all the racial jokes and the abuse. Endure it. Hold your head high. Be the first proud black man in baseball while they throw banana peels at you. The first black child to go to an all-white school while they put gum in your hair and they tear up your locker and they scribble all on your books and they piss on your water fountain and they disrespect you. But hold your head up because we predestined for great things. They don't teach us God's laws to tell us and guide us where the Lord wants us to go. Most of our people don't ever reach what the Lord had intended because the Christian church doesn't teach us anything about God. It teaches us God is a naked white man on a cloud touching a smaller naked white man on earth. Well, the problem is, nigga, we black. With this naked white men touching each other, how does that help us? At a traffic stop, getting killed at the grocery store, our kids fighting, before and after school. How does that help us at all? It doesn't. And that's why I'm teaching this class to talk about the dangers of their culture. But we also have discernment to make choices in our lives. Our people don't have the proper discernment to make choices. Our people believe that the good choice to make is use what you got to get what you want. If there was another opportunity, I wouldn't sell these drugs. But since that's all I see, I'm going to sling it hard because, I got discernment. I don't want to starve. I got to feed my babies. So, it's time to slide down the pole. I discern. All the strippers hold hands and pray, Father God, in the name of Jesus. We just thank you, Lord, our Lord and Savior. Father God, we thank you for your blessings. Jesus, we thank you. Hallelujah, Jesus. All right, y'all. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. Right after praying to Jesus. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion did it at the awards. They thanked Jesus for the WAP record, and then they went and tongue kissed and scissored right on the BET stage after thanking Jesus. Our people don't have discernment. We have emotional feelings that's based on what we think is right at the time. That's what this scripture is that Officer Yaquab is reading in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 2:2. It's talking about the ungodly reason within themselves. We've been fed lies to teach us what is the way we're supposed to reason through life. We've been fed lies. I discerned that, my grandmama ate pork because this is all we had in slavery. So God knows my heart, and we're going to hold hands and pray over this pork chop and this ham. And, Jesus loves us all, and we're going to eat this just like grandmama and our ancestors used to do. We don't have discernment to teach us the dietary laws. We got to come to the UPK to learn that. You understand? We couldn't discern that God was against Christmas when we were in the world. How many people knew you weren't supposed to celebrate Christmas when you were in the world? Who knew? When you were a little boy, little girl, a little baby, sitting on somebody's lap, being bounced, drooling everywhere. You understand? Having a bottle shoved in your mouth, getting greens put in your mouth, a little piece of potato. Who knew you weren't supposed to celebrate Christmas? Raise your hand. Brother John, you understand? Who knew? Yabakar, did you know? Raya, did you know? Imadar, did you know? You knew you weren't supposed to enjoy this Christmas celebration with these presents in front of you, with the gifts wrapped and all of that? Who knew? You understand? Did you know? Deborah, Arna, did you know? We got here. Did you know? Who knew? Raise your hand. When they set you down and they showed you all your nice toys. Oh my goodness, this is what I wanted, Mom. Thank you so much. Who knew you weren't supposed to get that? We didn't have no discernment. We didn't know. We thought this was Jesus want me to have these toys. Mama want me to have this. I gotta have a Merry Christmas. We didn't have no discernment, sis. We had the lies that our oppressor had fed us. Zara Carr didn't know. She didn't know. Anna didn't know. I didn't know. Sister Hadassah knew. All right. Deborah, she didn't know. Raya didn't know. Imadar didn't know. We didn't have no discernment on that. We didn't know. The Lord said we were dead in trespasses. We didn't know how we were supposed to live, sis. We didn't know. Christianity lies about things in the Bible. Go ahead, Yagadar. You got something?
Salaki, not only did I not know, it's reinforced through every television
show. Go ahead, Yagadar.
Come out of one.
Every television show.
Every show. Salaki, yeah, every show is reinforced. It's the happiest time. It's the one time they talk about God on all the TV shows. It's during Christmas time. I
Damn, Yagadar. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Ain't that what they said? The Charlie Brown special, the Merry Christmas from the Temptations. They start playing that damn Mariah Carey song in all the stores, in the Walgreens, in the grocery store, and WKY. We having a toy drive, y'all. Come on down. We giving away toys. We want to make somebody have a Thanksgiving. Who knew you wasn't supposed to sit at that table and hold hands and thank God for your family for Thanksgiving? Had the kids up there holding their hands. Who knew you wasn't supposed to go to church? You got dressed for church. They played the music. Everybody cried. You was scared to death. You figured God is in here. No, that's right, brother. Nobody knew. Who knew you wasn't supposed to go to the mosque? Who knew? You wasn't supposed to go to the mosque. Who knew that? That's right. If God is yes, God is no. Who knew you wasn't supposed to slam your head on the ground 5 times a day and pray? Who knew? Nobody knew that. Ramadan and Eid, you wasn't supposed to go to Saudi Arabia and circle that rock in Mecca. 130 degrees in the daytime. People dropping dead. They wrap a dead body up in a bedspread and kick them off to the curb. Everybody just keep walking around them. Nobody give a damn. Who knew that wasn't God? The Muslims don't know. The cell block don't know. We don't have no discernment as a people. We smoking cigarettes that's killing us. We smoking weed that's making us go crazy. We snorting up dope, losing our mind. Men pretending to be women, women pretending to be men, sisters killing their babies. We don't have no discernment as a people, sis. Our people making terrible decisions one after another. Take a drink and then get behind the wheel of the car. We don't have no damn discernment. I'm gonna go to the Marines. You over in Afghanistan, seeing people getting blowed up, people getting blowed in half, all kind of craziness. We didn't have no proper discernment to not go do none of them stupid things that we chose as a people. We got to come in here to learn first, to learn about the Lord. Then we can start to make some better, wiser decisions. Our people buying cars they can't afford, living in houses they can't afford, houses getting repossessed, cars getting repossessed, going to school against that they can't get a job in, garnishing their wages, garnishing their social security, having sex with people they can't stand, getting divorced, end up paying for it the rest of their life. Our people don't have no discernment. We make one bad decision after another, sometimes 2, 3 at a time. The church lied to us. You understand? But that was a good point that you brought out. If God made me to be a teacher, why do I have the freedom to choose my own career? The oppressor made life a guess. God didn't make life a guess. First of all, how the oppressor set society up is anti-woman. A woman is not supposed to be all over the empire everywhere. You're not supposed to be 10, 15 hours a day around strangers. You're supposed to be with your family in your land, in the land of your father or the land of your husband. You're not supposed to be all over the world. That's why all the little girls and sisters are going missing. You're not supposed to be all over the county, all over the city, all on the highway, everywhere. When people see women everywhere else on the planet, they see this is an easy target. She don't have no man. She don't think she needs a man. She don't know how much it costs to get these breaks done. I could charge her more. How much for the plumbing? How much for the roof? How much for the gutters? How much for the driveway? She can't change these tires. She getting pretty. She don't want to be dirty. She can't do much with them pretty nails. Everybody see that as a target. A woman's supposed to be behind an army of her people somewhere safe. This all send your woman out to work everywhere. That's come from captivity. When Christ return in our kingdom, you won't be going all over the damn planet. You won't be going missing. Won't be none of that. All this everywhere, in Dubai and getting in trouble everywhere. That's not how the Lord made life up. And really, if not for the white man traveling and murdering everybody, it would be a lot more of our people going missing. They just scared of that American title because they know a million white men will show up with rifles and rockets. You understand? But that's not how the Lord set life up. It was never supposed to be that. That makes confusion. Everybody is not supposed to get the opportunity to be whatever their heart desires. They sell that dream and a fantasy to a people that is looking for an identity. Do you know who doesn't get to choose their identity? Chinese people. You're going to be an engineer because we need engineers. You're going to be a cook because we need cooks. You're going to be a mechanic because we need mechanics. You're going to do construction because we need construction. You're going to be a soldier because we need soldiers. Everybody don't get to choose and be a special individual snowflake, living their own personal fantasy, having their glow up session. That's not how life works. That's why everybody's so depressed. Everybody think they're supposed to be the goddamn star on the TV. That's not real life. Not make life that way for everything to be uncertainty. We got a dietary law, we got marital law, we got land, we got territory, we got livestock, we got agriculture. We got so many skills that's built into our regular life as a people. All of this time to dream and guess about being some white princess in a goddamn tower who never did anything in life. That's Disney movie garbage. The man's spaghetti machine with his television and his media has pumped this into our heads to try to seek to live a false lifestyle. Do you know the whole purpose for that movie. How many people seen Scarface? Everybody saw Scarface, right? Raise your hand. Everybody give me a one if you say Scarface. This is a wonderful question, right? Anybody else got questions? Put them in the chat. Anybody seen Scarface? Y'all seen Scarface? That's right, sis. All right, you seen Scarface. Scarface, you seen it? All right. Brothers and sisters seen it. Yabakar seen it. Arnad Debar seen it. Everybody saw Scarface. McQuarrie, y'all have seen it. All right. So most everybody seen it. Loved it. We seen it and loved Scarface. Say hello to my little friend, Tony Montana. You understand? 3-4 hour movie. Watched it back to back. You know how many black people went out to try to live Scarface's life? Chicha, get the yayo. Rappers been saying yayo ever since Scarface. Do you know what the director said his whole purpose for making that Scarface movie was? Who knows why he made that movie? Who want to guess? You'll never guess it. Based on how black people felt when we saw that damn movie, you'll never guess why he made that Scarface movie.
So, like, sir, if I may.
Come on now. Everybody speaking once.
So, like, sir, if I may.
See, y'all scared. Y'all scared because y'all try to live that goddamn scar. McQuarrie, y'all got it. That's right, brother. He said the only reason I made that movie was to deter anybody from living the life of being a drug dealer.
Had the opposite effect.
He said that was the whole movie. Half the country got inspired to become a drug dealer. And he's, yes, that's right, sis. To show what not to do. Yes. To shed light on the lifestyle and those consequences. Yes, Ivan died. Yes. Now, when black people saw that movie, who felt like that was the point? We don't have no discernment. We thought that's how you're supposed to do it. You got to do it like Scarface, Antonio Montana. That's why we got to turn back to the Lord. The Lord called us sheep. Sheep is one of the dumbest animals on the planet. Everybody thought, see, we're supposed to be like the Godfather. We're supposed to be like them. We're supposed to be like, Carlito, Bronx Tale. We're supposed to be like them. That wasn't the point of the movie. The point of the movie was to show you that in the end, everybody dies and it fails. That's not the message we got. Because we thought that we were supposed to emulate the oppressor's culture. And that's why we're talking about the dangers of the oppressor's culture. We're not supposed to emulate them. But we were never taught not to look up to white people. Because we've been taught Jesus is white, God is white, Mary is white, the angels are white, and being closer to being white is the best thing to getting close to God. You understand? But
hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're
you understand? Most High in Christ, make sure you pay your tithes, all right? Everybody go to ISUPK.com, pay your tithes. Yes, we focus on the money and the power. Never mind the fact about Everyone died. His sister died. His best friend died. His boss died. He died. Everybody that was his friends, all of them died. Everybody died. Never mind all of that. He got to the money. He got to do it. Like, we missed the point. You understand? All right. So let me see if it was more in your question there.
Salaki,
All
sir.
right. Freedom. Brother says Salaki. Who's speaking?
Come on, sir. Officer Yaquab, sir.
All right. Go ahead, brother.
Come on, sir. To add to what you was bringing out too about the Scarface movie, it also set the undertones of the harsh war between blacks and Hispanics, because brothers started really warring against the Hispanics, thinking that because of that movie, that's where the product was at, because we wasn't getting it. You see what I'm saying? We didn't have access to coca fields and all that, so brothers started ramping up, robbing and unaliving Hispanics at an alarming rate.
Yeah. You understand? That's what we get ready to go to in just a moment. That's an excellent point. That's a perfect segue. I'm gonna knock out these next few questions, and then we're gonna head right there to what I got Yagadar hope. That's right. If we are destined to be a certain way regardless, what benefit does discernment give us? I think we already touched that. Once you learn a little bit more and be taught properly, you'll have a bit of better discernment about things. You understand? But with the Lord, for a woman, the scriptures say the Lord deprived a woman of wisdom. Like there's certain things that the Lord purposely withheld from women that they would be dependent on their man to get. You understand? That's what a lot of sisters is learning now, as they lose their 401ks, their clearance, their health insurance, and all the I don't need a man money that they've been getting since the white man, put them over the top of the black and Latino man in America with all of their government assistances and grants that Donald Trump has undone in just a few months. You understand? There's a certain way that the Lord set life up, and life is being forced to be pushed back to the way that God set it up as America falls. This old fantasy dream world, full of choice and all of that's going away. You understand? All of that's going away. But if we're destined to be a certain way, regardless, what benefit does discernment give us? We don't actually know that certain way that everybody is destined to be. It's a lot of confusion. Right now, most of our people are doing a slavery to survive. You understand? Most of our people are that's why it's not a job. The work is serving the Most High. Slavery is what's necessary to survive. Most of our people, very few of our people have an actual career. You understand? That's based on what they quote unquote are supposed to be doing. You understand? So it's just a mess how this society is set up. But to find out what you should or should not do, you can absolutely call to get counsel. That's what every sister, brother and sister is advised to do. They can get counsel and show them a way which they should go. Somebody hold that real quick and give me 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 6. 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 6. Just one person. Pull that very quickly. That's a good question you asked. I think it was one or two more questions. I'm going to get them to in just a second. 1 Samuel 9 and 6.
I got it out of one.
All right. Yagadar, go ahead and get that real quick.
Khan, this is 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 6. And he said unto him.
And this was the answer that he said. Our people have so many questions. And the questions that our people have, because everyone is masquerading themselves as a self-appointed leader and a religious spiritual guru, our people don't know who to properly go to get an answer from the Lord. That's why we make it clear in the UPK. If you are not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth. You are not a man of God. The Lord does not authorize you to speak or lead our people on behalf of the Most High. You understand? We make it very clear in every video. Keep going.
Behold now.
Look. Keep going.
There is in this city a man of the Most High.
In this city, there's a man of the Lord. You understand? There's not a man of the Lord in every city. There's imams, there's pastors and preachers and evangelists, there's mayors, there's aldermen, there's officers, but there's not a man of the Lord in every city. There needs to be, but our people went and without discernment went to go become Muslims and Christians and Buddhists and Rastas and Crips and GDs. You understand? So instead of duplicating the spirit of the Lord, we ended up duplicating the spirit of our oppressor's culture. Keep going.
And he is an honorable man.
He's an honorable man. Keep going.
All that he saith cometh surely to pass.
The things that he say actually happen. He's able to tell you the future before it happens. We've been lied to by so many leaders telling us everything gonna be great and wonderful, and I done been to the mountaintop and it's sweet and pleasant, and we've been getting that for 60 years and it has not gotten better. You understand? Keep going.
Now let us go thither.
Let's go over there. Let's find the ISUPK in whatever city and state that is near to us. Keep going.
Peradventure he can show us our way that we should go.
He can show us the proper way that we should go. There's a place where you can go and find the proper way that we should go. You understand? There's a place. You understand? It might not be magic and overnight like they try to teach you in church, but there's a man of the Lord that can give you counsel from the Most High. You understand? You don't have to guess. The Christian church taught us we have to guess because we've been taught by people that have no connection whatsoever to the Most High. You understand? Okay, you said you got it. All right. Most High in Christ says no sweat. There you go. All right. Also, Yabakar said he got a question. See you in there. Salaki, if I may, how do we know the difference between what's literal and what is a parable when reading the Bible? You just ask a question. You bring it up and you ask the question, and we'll be able to break the scripture down for it. And then over time, you'll know. Over time, you'll be able to gauge it better. You just ask the question, just like everybody, just come to class. What's a parable? What's literal? You understand? That's all. Did you have a specific parable or something in there? A lot of the Bible is metaphors. You got to remember, a lot of the prophets were seeing visions of the future. So they could not describe the way that you would understand a dragon shooting fire from the sky would be what everyone could understand at the time, because the mythical creature of a dragon, everyone would understand. Today, if he saw a vision of what would be happening in 2025, that dragon bringing fire from the sky would be an attack chopper or C-130 shooting missiles, you understand, or dropping napalm out of a helicopter. That would be a dragon shooting fire from the sky. But in his day, there is no C-130 for him to equate to, so he would describe a vision as a dragon shooting fire from the sky. If you don't know, you would need a man of the Lord to interpret or break the scripture down for you to be able to tell you this is talking about missiles falling from the sky, something is flying and shooting fire. It's not an actual dragon. This is talking about an attack helicopter, a stealth fighter, a bomber, a fighter jet, something like that. You understand? That's an example. All right. Okay. But most of it is metaphors. Metaphors to farming, agriculture, things like that. A good percentage of the Bible is based around those because we are an agricultural and farming people. That was one of the major things that we did. That's why so many of the parables is talking about wheat and sowing and the field and harvest and corn. That's what we did as a people. So that's what we would recognize. All right. So we at 817. All right. Any more questions to shed light on this? Yes, that's right. All right. Okay. That's it. I think that's everybody's. Okay. Multi in Christ. All right. You good with that, Yabakar? You need some more.
Con, the water, sir.
Are you in the bar? No sweat. All right. So, Officer Yaquab, go back and read that last scripture you had, and then I'm going to come to you, Yagador.
Which one was it?
Salaki, sir. You wanted the wisdom of Solomon, sir?
Come, when you were reading that.
Come. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10. You want me to start from the top, sir?
Just whatever the last scripture was you were reading. Start from the top, please.
Come. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Keep going.
Let us not spare the widow.
Don't spare the widow. Don't spare her. Don't consider what she needs. You understand? We want to oppress them. Make life harder for them. You understand? Don't make it easier. Don't help them. Let's crush them more while they're at a disadvantage. You understand? Like that's the heart of our oppressor. When our oppressors start to feel like blacks and Latinos are doing well, it hurts them.
Yep.
They have the wealth and the power. They have the billion-dollar economy. You understand? America very well could have continued doing business and giving billions of dollars to Israel, Afghanistan, Ukraine, Japan, and anywhere else at the drop of a dime. During COVID, they said we running out of money, government shutting down, COVID killing everybody. Then they started burning police stations across the country. Biden said, oh, look, we found a couple $1 billion under a pillow. Everybody get $1,200 checks. Y'all good? Y'all good? Everybody. $1,200 for everybody. Oh, we're going to do it again in 3 weeks. Y'all good? We're going to send another one out. Everybody good? All right. They could relieve the oppressed if they wanted to. They say, oh, it's the economy. Oh, it's business. Oh, it's that. President Lyndon B. Johnson said during a world war that there will be no inflation rates. And if you are a company that raises your prices due to inflation, while we in the middle of this war and this depression or whatever was going on at the time, you are going to be fined by the United States government and brought up on criminal charges. And guess what happened? It froze. Prices didn't go up. The gas didn't go up. The food didn't go up. They can do that whenever they see fit. They don't want to because they hate the poor. They hate the poor. You understand? Keep going.
Gun, sir. Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
They don't care about the elderly either. The elderly, they taking their houses, taking their community, cutting off their Social Security, cutting their benefits. They don't care nothing about anybody because that's the oppressive society. When you see them out there marching and protesting, most of them are not marching and protesting because they're concerned about the welfare of our people. They're marching and protesting because they themselves are going to be affected. This is my gardener. These are the people that put the lettuce in my grocery store. This is the guy that paves my streets. These are the contractors that I pay thousands of dollars less to redo my basement and my deck. You're messing up my comfortable life. Don't think that the oppressor is willing to sacrifice himself and his life for his benefit, for his people, for you, for blacks and Latinos and Native Americans. All of those George Floyd protests were the oppressor upset about being forced to wear a mask and being forced to shelter in place because of the COVID mandated protocols. They put up curfews and told white people you couldn't go where you wanted to go freely. Can't go to Starbucks. That's what the protests were about. They didn't give a damn about black people. After the election happened, you didn't hear any more from Black Lives Matter. Wasn't no more protests.
Nope.
Police was steadily killing black people, killing black women, going to the wrong house, shooting people in their kitchen. Nobody gave a damn after that because the oppressor's culture is to play on your emotions.
Yep.
The UPK, we've been having these protests. We call them camp. That's how the Lord said to protest. We've been doing this since the 60s, before our people even felt anything was wrong. You understand? That's the way our people are supposed to operate. All right, give me verse 11.
Come on, sir. Let our strength be the law of justice.
Let whatever we have the power to do, that's justice. That's what ICE is doing. If I'm stronger than you and we got guns and you don't, we can just come beat you up and take who we want.
Mm-hmm.
This regular white men pretending to be ICE. They wear masks. They don't have to show no badge. The FBI got to show you a badge to say FBI. The ATF got to yell ATF, ATF when they kick in your door. The CIA is going to flash a badge. The sheriff is required to. Sheriff's Department. They got to tell you who the hell they are. They got to announce themselves. But I don't have to, because you're not a human being to me. You're a Mexican. You're a Haitian. You're a Guatemalan. You a black family in the projects. You're not a person. Nobody cares. You're the widow. You're the poor. You're the infant. You're the fatherless. We want to hurt you. That's the oppressor's culture. And we picked up the culture of preying on the weak from white men. That's his culture. This big football coach that want to beat up on the puny kids, that want to touch and abuse who can't fight you back. That's white man culture. That's why his son grows up and shoots up the school. Them big football dads and at home beating on their son, get drunk, beating on their wife, beating on their son, and then he go to school and molest his goddamn football buddies. They call it hazing. You understand? Call it hazing. They want to haze somebody, want to get you drunk so they can take advantage of you. That's exactly what Diddy did at his freak off parties. Get you on some baby oil laced with Molly, put some pink cocaine in you, lace your drink, pop a pill, get you high out of your mind so we can take turns and just abuse you. That's a white man's culture. That's not our culture. You understand? And it's dangerous for us to take on that culture because now this set a precedent for the next thing we get ready to go to. Yagadar, give me what you holding.
Khan, this is Leviticus chapter 19. Salakia. Chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
You're not supposed to get marks and cutting in your flesh for the dead. You understand? That's what the heathens do. The Hamites, they cutting in tribal marks for the ancestors and all of that. Keep going.
Nor print any marks upon you.
Read it again. You went out a little bit.
Salakia. Nor print any marks upon you.
Don't print any marks on your skin. Getting tattoos. All on your hands, on your back, your face, your feet. You understand? This is their excuse to say this is a degenerate culture. See, he's a gang member. Mm-hmm. If that brother, Kilmore Obrego, did not have any tattoos like the Lord commanded us not to do, that the Christian church never taught us, Donald Trump could not lie and say, see, he got MS-13 on him. That's a Trinidad Aragua tattoo. If we were the people that none of us got tattoos like the Lord commanded, they couldn't say, see, that's a gang tattoo. All of them, that's a gang tattoo. We're going to send him to prison in El Salvador because he got a gang tattoo. When Trinidad Aragua don't even have a gang tattoo. That's a prison gang. How the hell is the prison gang moving cocaine across the continent? They in lockdown. They're a prison gang. Donald Trump has been lying to the world saying this is an international drug smuggling gang. Them niggas come out the prison. They're in prison. It's a prison gang with no official tattoo. They've been saying, they all got Trinidad Rockwood tattoos. They're able to lie and demonize us because we bought into their custom and their lifestyle. It's a trap. The Lord said they hunt our steps. You understand? Somebody hold me, not you, Yagadar. Somebody else hold me Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. Hold that, get that ready for me. Keep going, Yagadar.
I am the Most High.
I am the Most High. This authority comes from the Lord. You should not be making cuttings in your flesh for the dead. Should not be getting RIP tattoos. Not the praying hands of Mary, the Jesus piece, some garbage in Chinese, a language you don't speak, some garbage in Arabic, a language you don't speak, something in Korean, a language you don't speak. Shouldn't be getting tattoos and flowers. Go get a shirt made. You want to wear something, get a shirt made. You put whatever you want on the shirt. You change your mind, change your shirt. It's not scribbled on you permanently. The Lord said, don't do that. If you've gotten tattoos in the past, don't ever get any more. That's what Christ died for, those that happened in the past. Any more you get going forward, you're going to pay for. All right? So keep going. What else does the Lord say?
Verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Don't prostitute your daughter. Prostitute your daughter means don't have her selling herself for sex. Don't do that. Don't prostitute your daughter. You understand? Don't do that. Prostitute is a loaded definition. Let's get the definition of that word prostitute.
Come.
It's got more than one definition, but let's get that. Because the leaders that we have as a people are prostitutes. The people that come to teach us about God, they are prostitutes. They are for sale. They're not going to open that Bible and teach what's in the scriptures. They'd rather come out and fight us for teaching what's in the Bible, just so that they can continue to get money from the oppressor. You understand? Let's get the definition of Webster's Bible. Go ahead, Yagador.
Khan, this is definition 1 of prostitute. A person who engages in sex acts and especially sexual intercourse in exchange for pay. Sex worker. Definition 2. A person who deliberately debases their talents as for money.
They deliberately debase their talents for money. What does it mean to debase? You're using bigger words, Yagadar. Get the definition of debase so we can understand what's being said. Put the definition. Let's get the base. What is it talking about? All of the words in the Bible are written for a specific reason, and they have a meaning. And it's important to know the actual definition of the words that are used in the scriptures so that you can get an understanding of what exactly God is saying. A prostitute is not just someone who has sex for money. You are not allowed to just have sex with people for money. If you are a man, you aren't allowed to be at Diddy's Nasty Freak-Offs running through all of his girlfriends because he gives you money. You aren't allowed to be a woman having sex for money. You understand? You aren't allowed to do that. You selling your tail. You're not allowed to do that, man or woman. You understand? Let's get debase. What is debase?
Debase. Definition 1, to lower in status, esteem, quality, or character.
To lower your status, quality, or character for money. The Lord said you are not allowed to do that for money. I'll give you what is to lower your quality or your character for money. If you are a quality person and being in this environment that you willingly do so, that you in this environment and they're going to abuse you and they're going to use you. You understand? And you have to lower yourself from being dignified to go and sit on this white man's bus where they will call you the N-word and throw gum in your hair and abuse you. You lower and debase yourself. You debase yourself, being called all kind of names and porch monkey and wetback and beater and jigaboo, so that you can wear the oppressor's Army and Navy Air Force uniform. Let them call you all kind of names and sexually harass you and all of this just so that you can go along to get along. You have debased yourself. You've lowered yourself. It's a fine line between standing up for your standards and pressing forward. But if you have to debase yourself to fit in, you should not be there. And the leaders we have as a people taught us to debase and prostitute ourselves, to sit at the Woolworth White Boys restaurant, to eat unseasoned mashed potatoes, uncooked steak, uncooked chicken, unseasoned string beans. Martin Luther King taught us to debase ourselves. You understand? Taught us to debase ourselves, to disgrace and lower ourselves. You can make all the money you want. You just got to get up here and take your clothes off for this party. We're going to get you a record deal. I like the way you sing. You can dance. You got talent. I'm going to make you a star. You just got to come to this party and let these small hats run in your backside. And we'll make you a star, Usher. We'll make you a star, big rapper. We'll make you a star, rapper man. We'll make you a star. You'll be a prodigy. You'll be a big hit. You'll go gold. You'll go platinum. You'll be worldwide. You just got to come to this secret party and take these pills, and you understand, and let them run off in your backside. You'll be a big star. Come to the mansion party. It's all coming out now. Bodyguards telling, everybody telling. The man prostitutes telling, the woman prostitutes telling. And then throughout the course of this, what happens? You debase yourself. This is what the Lord, that is the oppressor's culture. That's the oppressor's culture. You understand? The oppressor's culture is for him to debase himself, for him to put his woman naked on the street, naked on the TV screen. Let the whole football, basketball team have sex with his woman, his daughter. You understand? We were not supposed to take that culture. We weren't supposed to accept it. Read what the Lord said. Give me 29 again.
Come. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Don't prostitute your daughter. You understand? You should not be teaching her to have sex with men for money, for a phone bill, for light bill, for your nails to get done, a Happy Meal, wings, weed, pills, coke, syrup. You should not be doing that. Your body is not for sale. It's not for everybody. Just because you got it don't mean everybody's supposed to get a turn. You're not supposed to do that. And if you understand, keep going.
To cause her to be a whore.
You will cause her to be a whore. You understand? By what you are teaching her. Keep going.
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
Now the land fall to whoredom. Everybody believe, you're supposed to have sex for money. You're supposed to get a bag and purses and cars and house and your nails and your hair done. And whoever can provide that gets a turn. You understand? And if she get bored and she don't want to deal with it no more, she could go find another man that'll finance her next thrill. And throughout the process of that, you understand, she will destroy herself. And eventually, if this is allowed, little Kim will raise a generation of little girls who think this is the right way. Trying to be who? Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
And then little Kim will raise a Cardi B and a Megan Thee Stallion. You understand? And a Nicki Minaj. And before you know it, all your daughters will want to be like them. Nicki Minaj will get pink, neon green, neon pink hair. And everybody's daughter will want pink, neon green, neon hair. You understand? She'll say it's all, it's acceptable for her to go out with her whole behind showing on stage. It's why we gonna do it. And then before you know it, lingerie will be on the street in a pair of Nike Air Max. It won't be for a bedroom anymore. It'll be at the back to school conference. It'll be at the PTA meeting. It'll be at the grocery store. It won't be a separate place where the hoeing is going on. The hoeing will be everywhere. It'll be at the little kid's birthday party. It'll be Woody and Elmo. Next thing you know, two aunts and Elmo is twerking. They backing it up at the 3-year-old's birthday party. You understand? What was the young brother? The young brother, he was at the wedding with the tuxedo on, and his mama out there grinding on 3-4 men, and he over there mad as hell trying to fight the niggas. He like 7. It'll be no boundaries. It'll be no rules. It'll be your song come on. We at the restaurant. You stand up on the table, twerking on the goddamn table. No rules. Everywhere. You understand? No shame. No covering. You for the world, for the streets. Whoever wants something can get some. When they're done, go on about your way. You understand? That then the land will fall to hoarding. It'll destabilize
the
the
one.
entire. What you said? You said
No, I said Salakia the one, if I may.
Khan, go ahead.
I remember that time, you know, like I said, when Little Kim and all of them dropped, and it was wild and outrageous then, but it was another group called HWA around the same time, Hoes with Attitude. And they were so they were so much further than Lil Kim them that didn't last long. But nowadays, if you look at that now, that's soft. That's light work compared to Suki Hana and Sexy Red and Lil Kim them now. So you are absolutely correct. Just so heavy what you was laying down. I yield right there.
Khan. Exactly. Okay, Khan. All right, Shalom. All right. All right. Said I'm glad never desire. Yes, a woman is not supposed to do that. That is not what it means to be a woman. You did not grow breasts to show everybody on the internet. You didn't grow a tail to show everybody. There's a purpose for your body. It's not just for you and anybody else to use at however you see fit. There's a purpose. Life has a purpose. You're not just living like a white man. Use speedily the creatures. You understand? Madonna, there you go. Cher and Madonna. Like the white man, generation by generation, entertainment by entertainment, they just push the envelope a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. It was at one time, it was the bathing suit. Then the white man came up and chopped the bathing suit up. Next thing you know, you're on the beach in a pair of drawers. Next thing you know, they done cut half the drawers out. Now you're on the beach in a bra. You understand? And a couple pieces of string. Your whole modesty gone. You understand? The whole value of a woman done decreased herself drastically because this is what the white man wanted. He doesn't really like women for the most part. He don't really like men and women, masculinity. He doesn't like the order that the Lord set up. He wants to change all of that. The Lord wanted man to be strong. He said man don't have to be strong. Some men can be in touch with their feminine side. Why does a man have to be full of power and muscle? And because he's not a strong man. He wants to weaken other men so that he can have a chance. He wants to tell you you can't have another wife, have another woman, because he having trouble getting women. Commander General Honor broke it down. He said Hugh Hefner and them wanted to create Playboy because he had rich white nerds that didn't know how to talk to a woman, didn't know how to attract a woman, didn't know how to deal with a woman. That's why. And then before you know it, he created a subculture of society pretending that he was all about women when really he hated women. He didn't want a woman to be tied to her man and have the proper use of a woman. He wanted to debase her and show her before the world so that she could use herself up and then snort and smoke herself to death after she regret hoeing herself out while she was young and didn't know any better. That's what the white man wants. And he got a religion to go along with it. It's called Christianity. But they get to use up the children. And nobody say nothing because it's a part of the religion. And everybody know, but everybody keep the secret, but nobody stops going to church. Like that's his culture. That's why there's dangers in following behind the oppressor's culture, man. That's what the Lord said. And it says the land fall to whoredom and be filled with wickedness. You know what comes along with prostitutes? Robbery. Hoes setting people up to rob you. Pimps. People that you understand, the pimp needs some easier game. This woman got all this knowledge. She gonna keep her own money. Well, now he got to start younger. He need teenagers that don't have any knowledge, so he can traffic them and move them around from hotels and place to place. That wickedness come with it. You understand? Then create a subculture. You understand? Before you know it, guess what else comes along with the wickedness? Drug dealers. You're gonna need to stay high to keep this lifestyle up, because your conscience is gonna eat away at you and all this evil that you're doing. Now you need drug dealers. You need pills. You need weed. The weed ain't gonna work. Now you need pills. Now you need powder. Now you need coke. Now you need Molly. Before you know it, you done become you done burned yourself out. You're a drug addict. Now you get pregnant. Whose baby is it? Hell, I don't know. You've been with everybody. Here comes Maury Povich. Maury gonna come and make a whole TV series out of how much hoeing you've been doing. Don't know who the father is. You are not the father. Now the whole world will see you debasing yourself on international television, and they'll say these the women you go and you throw these women away. See, they on the TV show. She done had sex with so many men, she don't know who the child's father is. And now before you know it, that becomes the reputation of our people. Then the whole land is filled with wickedness. Nobody think you got to keep anybody once you have sex with them. Having a baby don't mean you have a family no more. You can go off and leave and go be with somebody else. And then before you know it, one of these men might actually love you. And then you go break his heart, go be with somebody else, and guess what's going to happen? He's going to be sitting outside your job somewhere. He's going to be sitting at your house somewhere. He's going to be parked at your mama's somewhere. And your mama going to invite him to Thanksgiving dinner. And you going to show up with the new boyfriend. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to get to shooting at each other. And you and him going to end up getting killed. Or the father of your children and your new boyfriend going to end up getting killed. This happens every single Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every Easter, every 4th of July, every Labor Day weekend. This always happens.
Right.
They teach women run off stage and rolling on the floor like they surprised. Yes. Then what else happens? What happens to the kids? Now the kids is growing up. Now the kids is seeing men coming in and out of the house, in and out of their life, in and out of your bedroom. Nobody's saying this is not the way that the Lord told us to live our lives. You understand? A ton of them rappers that make them rap lyrics. I remember when I first started really listening to the lyrics. I always been involved in dealing with music, but I remember started to listen to the lyrics as I got older, and I said, damn. They let him record and say this here on the song. Yeah, me and the homies gonna run the train on you in the backseat of the car and throw the B out on the highway. It's like, goddamn, why would Jim Jones say this? Bees ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. We passing them along like, damn, why would the emperor say this? And then you go look at the interview on Soft White Underbelly, and he just sitting there shaking, looking back and forth. Yeah, my mom taught me how to French kiss when I was 16. What? Yeah, she would, teach me how to kiss a woman and tongue her down. You said your mother did this to you, brother? Yeah. I mean, that's mom. Nah, brother. She abused you, brother. She wasn't supposed to do that to you, man. Yeah, me and my little brother, they had the babysitter, the church lady, tricked me and my little brother in the bed with him, 9 and 10 years old. So, just you don't know any better. You're just a little kid. And, so as I grew up, I just started pimping. I was real hard on a hoe. I ain't had no respect for a B. I ain't had no respect for a hoe. I figured, like, oh, this is how you grow up, end up this way. And then you listen to their stories and they tell you, like, The scriptures say a curse will not come without a cause. Things don't just happen. At the beginning of class, we started with Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 2. And the spirit of an ungodly man says, we don't know what's going on in life. You hear one day, you gone the next. There's no rhyme or reason. There's nobody knows how things really go and operate. Nobody really knows. 3-6 Mafia, you brought up another thing. You understand? 3-6 Mafia tell you all of their parents was ministers and pastors. They made a group talking about we 666 Mafia. We worshiping the devil. We worshiping Satan. They got a family of preachers and ministers. That's how they learn music so well, from the people playing music to Jesus. Guess who else learned how to make music? Pimp C, from his family that was in a gospel band. That's how he learned to make music. And guess what he learned? Beat. No, I'm talking about beat. Hold this, hold that. Hold, better get that money. That's what he learned. The Christian church put a different spirit on us. That's not the way that the Lord intended life. Young Scrappy's mom, that's right. He's a young brother seeing his mom prostituting women in and out the church. In and out the house. She prostituting men and was prostituting women too. Like he's like, I can't never have no serious relationship with a woman because all I could think about is my mama. And my mom, she was a pimp. And people would come in there and say, man, you stole one of my girls. And my mom would tell me to point a gun at him and say, she gonna be with me from now on. She worked for me. Like prostituted, the whole land become wicked. Now for the rest of your life, you got to stay high. We got a whole subculture of life because the land didn't fail to something evil, because the Christian church never taught us how to protect ourselves by obeying the Most High. Puffy was in an interview talking about his mama dropping and kissing him in the mouth. His mama was another one. His daddy was a gangster. His mama was in the gangster life, prostituting women and, having freak offs and parties with the rich gangsters in the city. That's what Diddy is supposed to. Then he grow up and become a monster. R. Kelly, the same way. Little church boy in church, singing, performing, entertaining. You understand? Getting abused by the little church ladies and grow up and become an absolute monster. The Lord said the land would fall to whoredom. It would swallow the land up. See, your decisions are not just about what you choose to do. Your decisions affect everybody else, all of your people. And the Christian church teaches us personal salvation. Personal salvation means whatever happens to you, that's on you. I got God in my heart. Only God can judge me. We tight. I don't have no responsibility to you. As long as I got Jesus, I don't need nobody else. That's not in the Bible. You understand? That's not in the Bible. That's a lie. You understand? That's right. All of that is wrong. The Lord didn't say that. All right. Where you at? You finished that? The land fall to wickedness? All right.
Come, out of one. That was the last line. And the land become full of wickedness. That was it, out of one.
There you go. Skip down to 33.
Come. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 33. And if a stranger sojourn within thee, Salakia, with thee in your land.
If a stranger, someone that is not born from where you are, a stranger, one of your brothers, a Mexican, a Venezuelan, a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, a Haitian, if he come through your land, where it's mainly black people, or if you go through their land, if you in Puerto Rico and it's mainly the tribe of Ephraim, he's not from there. He didn't go to high school or middle school with you. He didn't grow up with you. He didn't grow up going to the restaurants and going to the familiar places. He doesn't know where he is, but he is your brother. Just because he got a different language, a different accent, that's because of slavery. Those Latinos are our brothers. Those Native Americans are our brothers. Those Mexicans and Haitians and Dominicans and Cubans, we make up the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's our people. And we have rules about how we are supposed to treat our people. When the Irish white man came from Europe, the white man in America abused and neglected him. And do you know what they did? They formed the Irish Mafia. When the white man from Italy came, the white man in America abused and neglected him. And you know what they did? They formed the Italian Mafia. You are not supposed to abuse and neglect your brother, the children of your people. That is a white man's culture. You know how the white man stopped all the crime with the mafias, with the Irish and the Italians? He gave them legitimate pieces of the empire, gave them the police force, gave them the fire department, gave them the sanitation department. You understand? Public works department. He let them become a part of his empire, and that drastically decreased the crime. After, of course, they all started selling drugs and killing each other and telling on each other, then it went away. They didn't have no need because they weren't starving to death. You understand? Keep going.
Ye shall not vex him.
Don't vex him. Don't make his life difficult. You understand? Don't make his life difficult. Don't, a ton of brothers, especially the tribe of Judah, would always go and mess with the Latinos. They didn't speak English. Many of them were light skinned. Many of them had a different language. They ate different food. And the work that they did, because the oppressor would not let them have bank accounts, they would get paid in cash. And because they got paid in cash, Judites were notoriously robbing Latinos, beating them up and stealing their cash. And they like to get drunk, very, very drunk, because they're filled with depression, being vexed because they are a stranger in a new land. You're supposed to make sure your brother is not vexed because he's a stranger in your land. You understand? This is the law. They don't teach you about this in the Bible. When you're a young black child and you move into a new neighborhood, how does the neighborhood treat you? Do they say, come on and play with us? Yaquab, Yabakar, Shemagabar, Yagadar. Who here has been black for a little while? How long y'all been black?
Sir.
Here's a car. They welcome you. Hey, come play with us. Come play football with us. You get a welcome. That's what they do. Everybody get a welcome into the neighborhood. They say, come on, ride bikes with us. Come to the basketball court with us. They welcome you in the neighborhood, right?
Nah, your time.
They don't welcome you? They don't welcome you in the neighborhood? They don't?
Nah.
What happened?
Yeah,
how you get introduced to the neighborhood? What happened?
So
You don't
Salakia,
know
sir.
nobody there because you a stranger on the set. What happened?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Yagador.
I stayed moving and I stayed fighting all the time as a result of it, all the one.
Uh-huh. You new man on the tier. You new man in the pod. Middle school, high school, elementary school. Maybe that's just because of where you were. How was Shemagabar? They welcome you in there. They say, hey, come be our buddy. Come be our friend. Come ride bikes with us. That's how it go.
Nah.
That's how it is. Yabakar said, la. What you typing in for? Yabakar, what's the experience? How does it go, brother? Let's break it down. How does it go?
Nah, sir, you get in a few fights.
You getting a few fights, huh? Yeah. They treat you.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead, Shemagabar. Shemagabar had a better experience than the rest of us. Go ahead, Shemagabar. How does it go, brother?
You know, unless you a part of some recreational team and they know you for sports, whatever the case may be, you might get a little pass. But besides that, nah, you gonna get bullied. You gonna have to prove yourself. You gotta fight somebody, shoot your 30 with somebody.
Yeah. What about the sisters? Sisters, did y'all get welcome? Y'all moved to the new school, to the new neighborhood. They welcomed you. It was like, hey, how you doing? Come on with us. We over here. We having a good time. Come sit down. Come eat with us. That's how it was. We all black, we all Puerto Rican, we all Mexican. This is where we hang out, y'all. Come on. What you said? My last name has always spoken for me. Okay. Sounds like a cryptic message. Okay. That's not a straight answer, Imadot. You give me old project answer.
One of the
My
Escobars.
last name says I shoot people. That's very cryptic, sister. Salakia. La, no. You didn't get welcomed in the neighborhood. They want to know what set you claim. Who do you know around here? Why you got on them shoes? Why your hair like that? Who you with? What you know? What you about? Is that your lunch? Is that your shoes? Where you gonna sit? You were welcome. There you go. You understand? You had to fight somebody. You might have to cut somebody. You might have to fight a couple people. You understand? Before they get a little lesson about who they're dealing with. No, they treat you like you a new prisoner on the goddamn tier, and that is against God's commandments. Why does that happen? You know why that happens? Because we were raised Christians and Muslims.
Right.
That's why that happens. They make fun of your hair, make fun of your shoes. Either you bummy or you too fly. They might try to steal your shoes. Might try to steal your hat. Might try to steal your coat. Remember the starter jackets, the Pellies, the Eddie Bowers, the First Down, the North Face, the Jordans. You understand? You damn near have to stab or shoot somebody to go home with the stuff you went to school with. Got pipes in your book bag, knives in your pockets. Might have a piece in your locker. It was treacherous. That's because we were taught the oppressor's culture. We weren't taught how our culture is supposed to be. Our culture is supposed to be the way it is in the school. We gotta make sure, you know, this is a brother. Who's your father? Are you black, Latino, or Native American? Okay, you one of us. Let's make sure you ain't got no knife. You can't bring this knife in here, brother. You ain't got no gun in your purse, sis. What you got in here? We're gonna get this back to you after the class. Shamar gonna hold on to this. After that, all right, Shalom. You in here now, brother. Go ahead, sit down. Sit down, brother. All right, sis. Sit right this way. All right. You're treated like one of us. That's how it's supposed to be. But we don't treat each other like you're one of us. We treat each other like this is an enemy. Like we in prison. You understand? Can I rob her? Can I steal this from her? Can we make fun of them? How much can we mess with them until they punch us in the face? How far can we push them? Like the Lord said, do not do that to your brother or your sister. That make the Lord angry. You'll have your city filled with violence because you're rude and you're evil and you're cruel to your brother, your sister. You can't walk in the street lighting no goddamn candle trying to stop violence in the city. If your evil kids go to school and cuss each other out and make fun of each other, the Lord will never protect your city. Everybody's going to go missing. If your rude, no manners having daughters make everybody feel unwelcome everywhere they go because you have no manners to teach them how to talk to people decently and civilly, it'll always be filled with violence and hatred and jealousy and pain and strife and depression. That is because we learned Christianity that has nice words about God and not actual substance and rules that he gave us. Keep reading.
Verse 34. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you.
You're supposed to treat the brother that lives with you. He's where you are. He's one of us. You're supposed to be treated like one that is born among you, not a stranger. Let everybody beat him up and rob him. I don't know them. We've all they go Twan and them. Twan always starting some trouble. I don't give a damn where you going. Wherever Twan is bringing some trouble. They go Twan. There they go. There they go. He don't even know. He over there. He walking right past them. They about to get him. Watch. They about to get in. Watch. Hey, where you from, blood? Where you from, cuz? Me? Oh, I just moved in and boom, and it took off on him. Oh, he just stole one of them back. Uh-oh, it's on now. That's usually how I jump off. And you mess around. That's how I jump off. Like, we're not supposed to treat each other that way. I was good until I went to public school. Yeah. Sisters treacherous. They're very cruel to each other. You understand? Very cruel. You understand? In public school, middle, elementary school, high school, it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. The Lord gave us commandments to not treat each other that way. Christianity made us separate from each other. They made us separate. You understand? Keep going.
And thou shalt love him as thyself.
Thou shalt love him as thyself. You understand? You're supposed to treat him like one of you. Shemagabar, give me Ephesians chapter 2, Baba Kashar. All right? You're supposed to treat him as thyself. That's what the Lord said. All right? Give me that Ephesians chapter 2. That's what the Lord said, man.
This is Ephesians.
If we treated each other like we mattered, this wouldn't happen. Go ahead. You got it.
Come. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses.
That's right. Quicken means to make alive. He made us alive because we were dead in sins. To treat brothers and sisters the way that we all experience, which we just talked about, that is a sin. That makes the Lord not hear your prayers. That makes the Lord not be on your side when the kidnapper is running around with the van with no windows. How you are rude and mean to the other little girls when you go to school will be the difference between if the Lord will be on your side or not. You eating pork, you celebrating Christmas, you celebrating Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, being evil to brothers and sisters that are not from your neighborhood. They from a different neighborhood. They from a different place. They got a different accent. They don't wear their hair like you are. You figure you just going to pick on and bully and be evil to the other little girls or sisters or brothers around there. When the evil men start shooting, you can get hit. You'll get hit. Because the Lord will be angry at everybody because nobody obeys his commandments. You understand? These things are life and death. The Christian church don't teach you how you act will be a sin. The Christian church doesn't teach you that you aren't allowed to be cruel to a brother or sister just because you don't know them and they from someplace different. Hell, most of being black and Latino is growing up fighting the other side. The football teams fighting, the basketball teams fighting, the different middle schools are fighting, the different apartment complexes are fighting. That's regular life being black and Latino. Your firearm is for some brother on the other side of town. That's what the knives is for, the pepper spray is for. That's why you learning how to fight and stick and move and punch and do all your moves. It's for your brother or for your sister. That make the Lord angry. Then the Lord don't protect nobody. That make the Lord angry. You understand? Granddaughter got suspended for fighting a boy that wants to be a girl because she's a girl. All madness. You understand? Madness. You understand? Sometimes they got to wear that beating. They earned it. Sometimes they got to wear it. You understand? He got to know. He got to go use the bathroom. He would pee on the toilet seat in the boys' room. He can't come in the girls' room and pee on the toilet seat. He got a screw loose. You understand? She might have to knock it in the socket for him. Help him out. You understand? We ain't condoning no violence, y'all. Nobody go hit nobody now, but stuff got to get straight. Things got to be right. Give me verse 2. This is the point, is verse 2. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
We used to walk according to the course, the natural things that come from this world in times past. That's how we used to operate. This world, this society says when someone new that you don't know comes to your school, you got to try them out. You got to test them. You got to mess with them. You got to pick with them. The course of this world says around wintertime, you prepare for Halloween. You prepare for Thanksgiving. You prepare for Christmas. We are not supposed to follow the course of this world. This world says that a woman is supposed to dress with all her all her underwear and secret garments showing. She's supposed to dress to attract, to want everybody to have sex with her. She's supposed to be free to have sex with everybody she wants. You're supposed to be able to kill the baby. You're supposed to be able to leave your man you're not happy. You're supposed to be able to throw one woman away to go get a new girlfriend. Go get a new woman. You're supposed to be able to. The course of this world teaches us things that are against God. You understand? Keep going.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
The power of what?
Of the air.
Real quick. The power of the air is how the air, is talking about the air. Who controls the air? The oppressor, the airwaves, the media, the radio, the TV, the internet. They push this through the airwaves. He's the power that controls the air. That's why we pray for the Lord to open up the internet so that the Spirit of the Lord can control the airwaves. Because right now the devil controls it, who is the white man, that God called him the devil. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. The spirit that now worketh.
The what?
The spirit.
The what?
The spirit.
The what?
The spirit.
The power that controls the air is to put an evil spirit, keep going,
that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
The children of disobedience. God gave us his rules. And as children, we have disobeyed the Lord's rules because the preachers never even taught us God's rules. We grew up our lives thinking it was 10 commandments. And if you offered $100 to the average Christian, they can't name you all 10 of the commandments. I promise you they can't name you. Find me the oldest mother in the church that been in there 40 years. I promise you they can't name all 10 commandments without help. I promise you they can't name them. It's over 600 laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible. We ain't never been taught that. None of the 10 commandments is the dietary law. None of the 10 commandments is the law about not celebrating the holidays of the other nations of people. None of the 10 commandments tell you you aren't allowed to have interracial marriage. None of the 10 commandments tell you you can't smoke. None of them tell you you can't be a man dressing like a woman dressing like a man. The 10 commandments don't tell you you can't snatch somebody up and force them to have sex with you. If you a man, if you a woman, if they a man, if they a woman. The 10 commandments don't say you can't have sex with an animal. You can't eat food with blood still in it. The 10 commandments don't tell you none of that. It's always been more than 10 commandments. The Christian church has given us the oppressor's culture, not the spirit of the Most High. You understand? And we got to unlearn that. All right. Let's see if we get a little bit more. The oppressor's culture is dangerous. Let's get a little bit more. Y'all up at the school, give me Leviticus, the 11th chapter. We're going to hit a couple of scriptures. We're going to hit a little blitz. Give me Leviticus, the 11th chapter. All right, we're going to get a few things. Yagadar, you give me Numbers 35. Like, we got to unlearn his culture. The culture of our oppressor has raised us to be disobedient to God. And disobedience to the Lord has put us in danger. You understand? Let's see. Smite him. Give me Leviticus. Yagadar, hold Leviticus 35 and 16. Yabakar, give me Leviticus the 11th chapter. Shemagabar, give me Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. All right. Give me Leviticus chapter 11.
Come. Start at 1.
Give me verse 2. Start at 2.
Come. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel.
This is only for the children of Israel. The Lord never gave these rules to anybody else. The God in his Bible don't give a damn about nobody else. If you're not black, Latino, or Native American, Haitian, West Indian, Negro, Black American, the God of this Bible is not for you and don't care anything about you. Keep going.
Come. Saying.
Speed up. Saying, this is what the Lord commanded Moses to tell the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Come. These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts
These
that
are
are on the earth.
On the earth, there are beasts that you are allowed to eat. You are not allowed to eat whatever it is that walks around. The Africans can, the Asians can, the Arabs can, the white man can. But you aren't allowed to just put in your mouth whatever you find. What's food to them is not what's food to you. God gave us rules. Give me the big one. Give me verse 7, Yabakar.
Come. Verse 7. And the swine.
The swine is the pig. Keep going.
Though he divideth the hoof.
He got a split hoof. Keep going.
And be cloven footed.
He got a split hoof and cloven footed. His foot is split and he got a cloven foot. Keep going.
Yet he cheweth not the cud.
He doesn't chew the grass. That's not his primary diet. Keep going.
He is unclean to you.
You cannot eat him. You can't touch his flesh. You can't eat pork. You're not allowed to. You aren't allowed to eat pig. The oppressor's culture is baby back ribs and pepperoni pig, pork sausage, fat back, pig feet, pig snout, pig ears. Your dog can eat pig ears. Your dog can eat pig feet. Your dog can eat pig meat, but you cannot, because you're not a dog. You're not an Asian. You're not an Arab. You're not a white man. We have a dietary law, and us not obeying the Lord's dietary law is causing our hearts to fail, causing us fibroid problems, thyroid problems, prostate problems, colon problems. God gave us a dietary law, and because we do not keep his commandments that we were never taught, that the oppressor's culture say doesn't matter, we are put in great danger. Give me verse 9, Yabakar.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Everything that's in the water, this is what we can eat. If it lives in the water, this is what we can eat. Keep going.
Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters.
Everything that has fins and scales in the water. That means no turtle, no crab, no shrimp, no crawfish, no lobster, no octopus, squid, calamari, no sharks, no tuna, mackerel, catfish, swine. It must have fins and scales if it is a beast that lives in the water. No starfish, no sea cucumber, no sea urchin. If it is a beast that lives in the water, you cannot eat it unless it has fins and scales, which is essentially what? Fish. Only fish. Mahi is not lawful. Swai is Vietnamese catfish. Can't eat it. Tuna, can't eat it. Mackerel, cannot eat it. You understand? It's not lawful. Swordfish, kingfish, for all my Benjamites. You cannot eat kingfish. Kingfish is not lawful. Dolphin, shark, squid, swordfish. None of those things. A marlin is a type of swordfish. They are not lawful. You cannot eat them. What can we eat that has fins and scales in the water? We can eat salmon. We can eat salmon. We can eat perch, trout, bass, whiting, bluegill, crappie, sunfish. You understand? The river sunfish, not the big fat glob sunfish. Crappie, snapper, perch, whiting, croaker, trout. Those fish, those things in the water have fins and scales that we can eat. You understand? Can't eat snake and possum and raccoon. Those things are against the Lord. You're not a white man in the woods with a bow and arrow like Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead, hunting squirrel, hunting coon, hunting fox, hunting wolf, hunting bear, hunting hogs. You can't eat whatever the hell you come across. We are the children of the Lord, and we have rules. Yagadar, give me what you holding. The water Yabakar.
Salak, y'all, the one you said on Leviticus 35. I didn't see that. Did you? Did I mishear it?
I said Numbers. I may have said Leviticus. Numbers 35.
Con. So this is Numbers chapter 35, and I think you said verse 16.
That's right.
Salak.
Numbers 35, right, 16.
Numbers chapter 35, verse 16. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron.
If you hit somebody with something iron, smite means to hit. The oppressor's culture is beating people to death. America talk about, we want to stop the violence, the violence. The gun is not the problem in America. America's culture is to be extremely violent. From UFC to boxing, how many belts did boxing have? 15 belts. IBC, WBO, Ring Magazine, WBC, WDC. America's violent. From the UFC to the Terminator, Rambo, Dirty Harry, Sylvester Stallone. You understand? What else? Die Hard, John McClane, G.I. Joe, Shoot 'em Up, Bang Bang, everything. That's America's culture, because the white man is a violent man. God does not want us to be a violent people. We learn to be violent, aggressive animals from the white man. That's not our culture. Being a warrior is our culture. Being strong is our culture. Battling is our culture, but violence is something different. The oppressor excels at violence. ICE is on the streets to do violence. They're not about protecting people. When Secretary of whatever it is, Defense, Hegseth, got on there and talked to them generals looking like an absolute loser, trying to impress real men of war in a meeting where he should be quiet and someone who outranks him should be speaking. He said, we want to do violence. We got to be there to do violence. This is the Department of War. You understand? He's one of them old frat boys that everybody's screaming, no, he want to keep going. You want to abuse a man, abuse a woman, abuse a child, abuse a dog. He's one of them. You understand? That's enough, Scott. That's enough, Pete. God damn it, Pete. They're bleeding now. I think he's unconscious. He's not breathing, Pete. He was weak anyway. That's the white man. We aren't supposed to be like that to each other. And in these Greek fraternities and these sororities, we act just like the white man. We are not supposed to follow our oppressors. Keep going, Yagadar. We get up out of here. Real quick.
So that he die.
If you hit someone with an instrument of iron, whether it's a knife, whether it's a gun, whether it's an axe, a stick, whatever instrument of iron, keep going.
He is a murderer.
He's a murderer. Keep going.
The murderer shall surely be put to death.
God does not love a murderer. America has taught us that it's cool to be a murderer. The gangster, the mafia, Al Capone, Lefty Two Gun, Scarface. We are not supposed to love and emulate a murderer. God hates a murderer. You aren't allowed to just take people's life because you feel like it. That has infected a portion of our culture to think that that's the proper way to live. That is wrong. That is a dangerous thing. And you better bring your sons and daughters into the UPK so we can teach them God's laws, because society is teaching young black boys and girls that it's acceptable to go be the steppers, to go shoot with the Draco, to hang with the killers. And then you sit in the courtroom and get life with the killers. You understand? That's not our culture. Shemagabar, give me the scripture you hold it real quick.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Go ahead, real quick.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
We are not allowed to hate our brother. What is the Lord saying? To hate your brother, hate your sister? Hate is to break the commandments that God gave concerning your brother and your sister. That's why we're reading, learning the Lord's commandments. Keep going.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
The rebuke your neighbor means to go to he and thee alone, or he and she alone, to discuss the issue. You and I can't do that. You cannot do that. The Lord Christ made it clear, the protocols. That's why we got counsel in the school. We can go and take it to counsel to resolve the issue between he and thee, thy or she and she and thee, thy brother, thy sister. This is how you have a nation. The white man would rather talk behind everybody's back and hate each other till it's time for a war, and we end up killing each other. The white man excels at that. We are not allowed to be white men to each other. Keep going real quick.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And don't suffer sin upon him. Give me the next scripture real quick.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge.
Don't get revenge. Keep going.
Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
The children of thy people. That's who you're supposed to forgive and not want revenge against. Not the other nations of people that put us in slavery. The oppressor doesn't forgive anybody. We are supposed to forgive each other. That's it. You understand? That's it. The Lord don't require us to forgive the white man for slavery, or the Arabs or the Africans, or the East Indians that get rich and flood our communities with drugs, or the Chinese flooding fentanyl into our communities. The Lord don't require us to forgive them. You use up all your forgiveness forgiving another nation and have none left for your brother or sister. That's why we turn and be cruel to each other, breaking our backs, trying to show love to our oppressors. The Lord does not want us to do that. You understand? So we're going to go ahead and end that there. We're a little bit up over the time. All right. We're going to have to, with that, go ahead, clap it up. Most High in Christ. Everybody joining us. We're going to pass the class over to the Shamar up at the school. You got it. Real quick. Let's get us up out of here.
Come. Security announcement. We are the ISUPK, starting at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 1 year. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashara means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of any penny of any penny increase slightly. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Go to isupk.com, click on donations, and you can set up a PayPal or you can use your debit card, whichever you would like. All right. And make sure you keep your receipts. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. All right. Everybody pay attention. It is on that'll be Monday. This Monday coming up will be the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles. All right. So all brothers and sisters be at the school between 5:30 and 6 so we can get the food prepared, set up, chairs set up, tables set up, everything taken care of so we can go into the Sabbath service as soon as 7 hits. with that, we're going to give a courteous salute to the teacher, all right, or the highest ranking man in the room. Men of Israel.
Any
Oh,
brother
Salaki,
wants to be a trooper in the school? One more.
Salaki, that's not written
Any
in there,
brother
but I can
wants
say
to be
if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, make sure you get in all black, all right, and in all black. Black means black shirt, black pants, black boots. If anybody wants to be a sister in the school, all right. Same thing. You don't got to get in all black or nothing like that, but make sure you come in, do your 90 days, head covered and dress. All right. No, it's not UPK tradition to wear pants to classes or none of that. All right. To earn a Hebrew name, you can only earn a Hebrew name as a brother or a sister unless you do your 90 days. There are no exceptions. If you have a Hebrew name and you have not done 90 days, then we don't know who you are. It's just that simple. All right. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak.
Y'all by Shemel Shab Rakathum.
Yadimata. Sar La Agwafi, meaning turning face to sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yadimata. With that, class dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this